Hello and welcome to a brand new campaign of Age of Wonders 4. We are checking out the Storm Giants today. We just recently finished our first giant campaign. We were all underground for that.
Your destination.
And now, well, now I want to try something new. Now I want to try being kind of good guys. Good guy giants is what I'm thinking. We're going to start by setting up our realm. I really like the continent map we played on last time. It felt really cool, felt really good. So I'd like to keep that. I want to turn on no presence traits. But other than that, I'm pretty much going to randomize everything. The only things we want to make sure, we've got world seals on dormant, so if they happen, they're a bit slower. I'm willing to turn on explorative underground, small underground. I think everything else, I'm just going to leave and let it totally RNG. I like every other option. They're all good to me. We're going to play on... we did a very large map with 9 people last time. It felt a little big. Let's go large in 8. No, let's go large in 7. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's go very large in 9. It was good. It was good. I liked it. We're going to play on brutal, of course. And we are going to just quickly check a couple of these advanced settings. Make sure all of our rulers are turned on in every way, shape, and form, just because it's interesting. We're going to turn off score victory. And I think that's it.
Your journey starts.
And then we're going to start ourselves making a new
What is your
faction.
people's form?
The one thing I haven't really decided on this faction is whether or not I want to play Toad people. And I kind of think maybe we do. This, as we're going to be playing as a Storm Giant who gets all sorts of bonuses to lightning damage and, of course, makes rivers everywhere. So we're going to be a really aquatic people. So I was thinking we either go toads or we go lizard folk and try to make them look sort of like fish. But I love the frogs. They're so funny looking. It's really hard for me not to take them. We are going to keep swamp adaptation on here, because with river walk, we're going to have rivers everywhere. So rivers are going to be super, super fast for us. 6 movement points instead of 12. It's going to allow us to move around really, really quickly. We're also going to take sneaky to get bonuses to flanking damage. And we're going to take light-footed so that friendly units don't block movement. The idea being is that we're going to have a lot of skirmisher units and a lot of archers and stuff. And I want our guys to be able to move around and be slippery little devils. Well, not particularly devils, but we're going to try the new feudal sub-faction. So of all the different kind of groups that we can play, we're going to go with feudal. And we're going to go with aristocracy, which is the brand new thing that they've added in this Giants patch. We played monarchy last time, where you have sort of one king who has a free army and is really powerful. Aristocracy is all about every city you have gets its own governor and liege lord, and they have to make their own units in that city. And I think they're free as long as they come from that city and they serve that liege lord. I'm really curious. It feels like you're playing as a lot of little micro cities instead of one big empire. And it just, honestly, it looks really cool. It also gives us nature affinity, which is going to play really well into this build. Totally random realm, or just 2 stuff random. So all of those open squares, all of those 8 open squares should be randomized on the realm.
What defines their
for
society?
our traits, we're going to take Druidic Terraformers. This is going to give us 20% upkeep for elemental units, because I want to play with a bunch of elementals this time. I keep wanting to do an elemental sort of style of play. But also, and I think kind of more importantly, it's going to give us 20% food on swampland, which is going to give us a lot of food, especially when we mix that with experienced seafarers, which is going to give all of our river tiles, which is going to be everything, also get +2 gold, +2 food, and +2 draft. It's going to be kind of weird, but it's going to be real swampy. Have some fun using body shapes? Ooh, yeah, we might have to, yeah. Because we are a Storm Giant, we're going to start our first tome of magic is going to be evocation. So we have lightning coming off of all of our guys. We also get access to lesser storm elementals. Yeah, it just kind of feels like the right choice. Storm Giant evocation. It's only natural. Make them super slim and tall. Maybe they'll look like an electric eel. Oh, I like that idea, Bia. I like that a lot. Perion, also, hello, good morning. You always thought the question mark was the random one? You got me questioning now. And you're gonna probably make me have to go back and check. You're gonna make me go back and check.
Choose your first tone of magic.
You know what? I think you're right. I think I have to click unknown trait on all of these. I'm glad you called me out on that.
Your journey starts here.
Just gotta make sure everything else is right now. No score condition. Always ask. All the different guys. They're all on brutal. Large, 9. Okay. Brutal. Confirm.
Your journey starts.
Thank you, dude. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
What is your people's form?
Let's burn through this real fast. Boop, boop, boop. Light-footed and sneaky.
What is their
We'll go
origin
aristocracy.
culture? What
We'll
defines their
go
society?
druidic terraformers, experience seafarers,
Choose your first tone of magic.
fulmination,
What is your
evocation,
ruler's origin?
giant king, storm giant king. So provinces with rivers or water get +1 food and +1 mana. You see where this is starting to stack up already, and I tell you, it's gonna get even crazier if the build goes the way I think we can make it go. So I'm seeing us as being effectively a big, peaceful nature giant that's in charge of... that's kind of like a watchful protector of all this aristocratic kingdom, so... That's sort of how I'm seeing it. I figured we play him as a mage because lightning on these giant rocks is really good. Now we can take an obelisk or a bone obelisk. I think let's go regular obelisk. I like that it glows. And maybe we play a lady giant. I am a giant, so part of me just wants to be as big as possible all the time. Big, lanky giant. That's a little too frost giant for me. We could go purple, but we could also kind of go like a greeny shade. I might just go a natural skin tone. Let's see what else we got going on here. We have a skin decoration. We have this skin decoration on right now. Let's base things out. Simple. We'll start simple and we'll build up. Because that feels like the right choice. I like that this matches the color of the electricity of the Storm Giant. So there's a bit of a vibe here in the color schemes. She could definitely look like a Frost Giant as well with this. We are a big Frost Giant. We could be a two-headed Frost Giant, Storm Giant. The cool thing about the Storm Giants as well is their sort of like gap in their skull, in their body, if you choose to take this one, is really just access to the astral domain. So white here, top blue highlights could be nice, yeah. But I also kind of like this nature helm. I figure we're going to be going astral and nature are sort of our two main things. And if we're going to be this big friendly protector, I think I might actually just take this outfit, this headpiece. Check the white with blue highlights. Yeah, I think it looks better the other way. That feels more highlighted, so. Pretty giant, that's sick. I like the vibe. For our outfit, we have this one, which is kind of like the party one. I really like this one. Oh, I never noticed this before, but she's got shields and arrows sticking out of her. All sorts of little tiny arrows. We have the big chonkin one. Oh, cool. There's like a pot and a dragon head on the back as well. Like she's a chef. There's the smith's apron, the bones, the bone cloak. This is sort of the astral sea. This is the special one for Storm Giants. Part of me was thinking about giving her the mushrooms. It definitely fits the hair. But then I'm also like, this party one is really fun. As is this giant chef. I kind of want to go with this one. All the arrows sticking out of her feels really fun, especially if she's the Aristocracy. The idea that every time she runs into one of these frog people, they're like, "Ah, giant!" and they shoot a bunch of arrows at her, and then realize she's friendly, and she's like, "Oh, okay, actually, maybe we could get along." Water and electricity should make the giant nice and clean. I mean, yeah, I guess that's probably pretty true. Age of Wonders 4 or Civ 7? I mean, I'm definitely more an Age of Wonders fan. I enjoy Civ as well, though. For a cape, I might just go pretty simple. I don't think we want the big fur. I kind of like this one. No need for stuff trailing down. Just like a nice shawl. The only thing I dislike about it is it covers up this cool... I feel like it covers up all the fun party elements. Yeah, but it does look probably the best, so I think that's probably what we go with. We do get some colors to mess around with. I think we'll just go for sort of a classic steel. And in terms of the main colors, right, like that is sort of the right fitting color for this giant. I could opt to blend something a bit more into her party pattern. But I sort of just like that. We do have emblems. I reckon we maybe take the Storm Giant emblem. Which I don't even know that I could tell you if I knew which one of these it's meant to be. Maybe that one. We unlocked so many. So she's meant to be lightning. She's meant to be nature. She's meant to be kind of peaceful. Could just be a big face. I don't know. This is a new Giant King one. I don't know what it's meant to be. Kind of looks like an ampersand. I don't know. I might just go with that. Sort of, maybe it looks like a shark beneath the waves. I'm really curious what people's interpretation of this is. Hi, Moni. And we do have ourselves a little visitor this morning as well, who wants to come in and say hi to everybody before we get started. Oh, hey, yo. Good morning, Mona. What do you think about our giant? Is this a nice look? Does she seem friendly? Does she seem like the kind of giant we want to hang out with? She's too distracted by chat. She's like, what's going on up there? I see words moving. It looks like a moray? Ooh, yeah, okay. I like this idea of electric eels. There's something very fun about that, and I think we can probably make our frog people look like it. See everybody saying good morning, Mona? Saying good morning, Mona. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, you don't like it when I poke you there, okay. Ah. She's gotta come in at the top of every stream. It's just the rule at this point, I think. Okay, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty happy with this. I think she looks a little weird if we turn her green. Oh, this sort of... It's almost like a pale blue is how it kind of looks. I don't mind that. Hey, here's the lighting button that they... So this is new. They've added this. So now you can change the lighting, whether you want the lighting on or off. So you can see what you look like under different conditions. I like this. This is a good look. This is a vibe for sure. For our little toads, let's make them that same bright color. And then, should we make tall fish people? I kind of want to do it. None of them really have that Ely face. No matter what, they all sort of come off as frogs. The army color. Armor color. I almost want to say like a dark blue. To go off that green. Like this cyan is so bright. Big-headed frogs? Tiny-headed frogs? Oh, I'm going to make tiny-headed frogs. I've been really messing with this new head shape slider a lot recently. It's one of my favorite things. We will need mounts, but they're going to be pretty temporary. I feel like crocodiles is the natural fit. I don't know if anything else really feels correct. They could ride deer. Ride deer through the woods? Or raptors? Now, the raptors don't look right. I don't know, man. It feels like if we're swamp people, we have to ride crocodiles. That's just kind of is the rule. Now, the one thing we didn't look at was skin decorations on our ruler. The froggies get some weird ones. It's kind of hard to see it, though, because they're so decked out in so much armor. This kind of looks like a frog pattern. Sure. Look what the alarm dragged out of me. Half pint, good morning. The head is so big compared to the body. The frogs always have really big heads. Obviously, this is made even more egregious if you go all the way. And it's really funny because a lot of headpieces don't work with the frogs properly. They're one of the funniest looking factions. So I'm going to give them tiny little heads and really long bodies. And we're going to make them extra skinny. These are going to be our frog people. Oh, they're great. All right, last thing to check. It's just if I want to throw any of this stuff on. Some couple tattoos. Electricity. This one's kind of neat. It's like she's got like an astral burn across her, affecting her arms and this leg. You know, I think I'm just gonna go with like tribal tattoos. It's pretty simple. It's pretty basic, but it feels right. She can be benevolent. It's a vibe. I like it. It's a vibe. Get a couple of screenshots here for good measure. We got our long frogs. These guys look great. I love them. They're so weird. Now, here's the big thing. I don't have a name for this character. I haven't had a chance to get a name, so I'm looking for titles, first name, last name, race names, throne cities. Chat, throw me your suggestions while I figure out the ambition and the personality. Show me what you got. We could go with shepherds, plants, animals, and elementals. It's not a terrible choice. This would also get us druid, giving elementals an extra 20% hit points and unit upkeep. So I could give her like an all elemental army. One of the other big options is privateer. All units in this army get universal camouflage. So her army is just invisible. That's kind of fun. Pragmatic leader brings law and order to the unruly wilds. That sort of sounds like her. I mean, privateer doesn't really sound right. Shepherd could be. I'm trying to think of like what her personality is. Like, what would her ambition be to fit? A defender could also work. Conqueror, collector, challenger. Yeah, you know what? A shepherd. Because I feel like she's shepherding this aristocracy and being like, I'm going to be the friendly giant who helps you out. This probably means that she is either a sage or a diplomat. A protective sage who prefers vassalization and magic. Likes empires with summoned units with vassals. Dislikes large domains and that starts war. That's 100% her. I don't even have to think any further about that. That's absolutely what she got going on. City named the Whispering Waters. Like it. The Whispering Waters? We'll go with the Whispering Waters. Similla Tempest Chamber of the Seafaring Croakers. We'll call them the Itzamores. Because if we're going to try to make them big electric eels, I feel like maybe that's what we want going on. She is a storm giant, giant queen. Lightning Lord, Thunder Lady. Love those. Those are great titles. Let's call her like her whole thing is going to be about making rivers and lush lands for everyone to live in. Well, really like wetlands. Wetlands, swamps, and rivers. She is really the swamp queen. I think swamp queen is what I said it out loud and now I have to keep it. The toad queen, the frog queen. Muraena is a type of moray. I mean, that sounds like a pretty nice first name. I like that. Goldberry? Florida. Just called the Throne City, Florida. Okay, look, that's definitely going to be the name of our second city. I think we could take that. You know, she might not even need a last name. Swamp Queen Muraena. The Queen of Moist, Queen of the Marsh. Okay, Queen of the Marsh sounds much fancier. She who lurks in the swamp. Fangtooth. I kind of like the idea that she's a giant and she doesn't have a last name. And that her first name is just a variation on a moray. Stout amphibian-like beings born with vocal sacs that allow them to communicate through loud croaking. Living around or on water is second nature to them. They move past their own troops with ease and love to sneak around to find weak spots in the enemy's defense. They hold honor and valor in high regard and fight to uphold their laws wherever they go. Caretakers of the natural order, maintaining a carefully tended biome. They are experienced seafarers, sharing many stories of adventurous sailors and sea monsters. That feels right. That feels real good. I like it. It's a good vibe. It's a fun, foolish-looking campaign. I like that it's also kind of a bit of an homage to the snake campaign we tried one time. We were just trying to make snakes that were more snake-like than anything else. Keeping with the monarchs, kings, and queens don't have a surname. Yeah, I guess it's always just Queen Elizabeth. You never really hear her last name. I mean, they have last names, but we just don't hear them most of the time. Magpie, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Muraena, a new ruler emerges. Explore your surroundings, expand your domain, prepare to face your rivals, and become the master of this realm. Your choices will shape the new Age of Wonders 4. So we've got Druidic Terraformers, experienced seafarers, swamp adaptation, light-footed and sneaky. We're starting with Call Militia and Fulmination. So a little bit of magic. We're going to be relying on magic a lot. It's a lightless realm. This is twice in a row we've gotten this one. I actually really like this perk. It just decreases range of everything by 2. Unbound Tomes. The affinities blur and blend on this realm, allowing access to tomes otherwise restricted. Tomes have no affinity requirements. Oh, man. That maybe allows me to do some crazy stuff with this build. Definitely let's get these Lesser Storm Spirits right away. Where are we on the map? Okay, we're kind of like top left. I would argue we're mostly top left. So we got a little scout. We've got a gold stash over here. We got a creature cage over here. There's a gold wonder down here, a nature gold wonder, which is pretty good. Sort of across the lake, I guess. Looks like a pirate ship maybe over here. Just taking a quick scan to see what we got going on. There's probably going to be someone in this corner. So I think I might want to get out that way first. We got a haunted graveyard up north. We start with a defender, an archer, and a litharine core. Oh, that's interesting. I guess we start with an elemental and it decided to give us this. This is actually kind of a fun one. These guys heal themselves. They protect units. They can work out real well. And Arlemy as well. Thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. A horse hunting ground. Draft and food. Speeds up city growth. Unlocks the surf quarters. So this is the replacement for the granary. And man, what do we have here? So you're a mage. You're an archer. You're a mage. So I guess we need another defender. Because we're aristocracies, our defenders actually evolve. Well, they don't evolve, but they have aspirant. So they'll become tier 3 units if they max out their level. It looks so stupid. I love them. They're so precious. I also have a creature cage over here, which should give us something. We'll grab that at the top of the next round. We could always call militia if we want to really fill out the ranks, but I think let's actually just get into it. Lizzie was Elizabeth Alexandra Mary. Was Queen Elizabeth's last name Mary? That doesn't sound right. They don't use them once they're on the throne to be more correct. We might actually just be able to hit some autos. Nope, never mind. Aren't they tutors? I think so. You know, it's a funny thing that I can't even, like, remember, really. So our units get 4 the liege. The liege lords of this house is on the battlefield, so they get 10 extra HP and 5 morale. What do we have here? We have skirmishing gremlins, and we have 2 sets of night guard. You know, actually, I don't know that I want you that far forward. Let's probably keep us back just a smidge. Ain't no reason for us to go rushing in here. We can kick. We could crash our obelisk down into things that are far away. And we can also summon an animated lightning blade. Is our other ability. Cool. A wizard sword. This guy can cast Crystal Blast. He can also core link to a unit. All damage this unit takes is transferred to the unit with a 20% reduction. I mean, I feel like the giant is the guy I want there with that. And then everyone else is just gonna hit a little defensive mode. These guys get baited in by the summon. Yeah. Which is perfect. And then we can, I guess, smash a crystal on top of these guys. Cool. Literally just teleports it. Fire a couple shots with the archers. And we can start moving in these dweebs. I'll let the lightning sword take the first couple of hits here. You can actually blow him up, which is perfect. Which means that that guy can tie down him. Yow! Nasty critical hit there that leaves him open to a flank as well. You've got a great flank on him. So now the question is, how do I want to deal with this guy? 10 and 10, and that does 20. Single melee kick. Rock. Let's go here. Shoot this guy in the back. Hope I don't shoot my own guy there. I can't get in at like a great angle here, unfortunately. So that guy takes some of the core link damage, and then you're going to try casting kick. Kick! Perfect. What a great ability. They are the House Windsor, but that's not their last name. Elizabeth's last name was Mary. No, last title name is Windsor. Members of the British royal family had no surname, but only the name of the house or dynasty to which they belonged. Kings and princes historically known by the names of the countries over which they ruled. Kings and queens therefore sign themselves by first name only, a tradition in the UK which continues to the present day. Interesting. Ooh, a brewer ogre. You could come in here for sure. Let's follow this road a little bit. It looks like we have a free city over here. The free city of Penway. These are going to be the other frog people. So they're a little bit closer than I anticipated. All right. So if we have a city here, and we're a city here, I guess I want to move out this way then with my ruler and try to get a city probably as close to that tree as I can. There's a tower over here, so let's make our way to that and get our scouting in. Mountbatten? Apparently Mountbatten Windsor is King Charles' surname, while the princes are Sussex and Wales because they're princes of those areas. God, they gotta make this so confusing, all these kings and queens. That's only a forester there. We're gonna get that because it boosts this location, the hunting grounds. Now, we are nature, so the nature stuff is really, really good to get early on. Founding cities takes less turns and gets extra pop. That being said, we could probably grab a little extra something here so we get access to things like the mines. There's a pasture here that I definitely want to get, so let's grab the swamp here. Grab the extra pasture so we get some bonus food and our city can grow a little bit quicker. I need to move as much as I can over here because Penway is actually... it looks like these guys are kind of right up against the ocean. Maybe they're not. Yeah, that is. So they're on like a little peninsula. So if I actually grow out over here, this could be an entirely coastal city, which would be really good for frog people. I don't want you to get ambushed by yourself, so I'm going to bring your army back in. This guy's found some more roads over here, which is fantastic. And this will give us a good vision of the area over here. Watcher's Glacier. To gaze upon the vast frozen eyes is to stand on the edge of eternity itself. Even sealed in frost, they pierce me through flesh, soul, the very fabric of the cosmos. We who claim mastery of the arcane know nothing compared to the colossus of the wilderness. What are we to such an ageless, forgotten seer? Wilderness. Elder dragons shaped the world within. They called upon the great beast dwelling in its primal shell. Cool. All provinces next to this get +5 knowledge, and research posts nearby get +10 knowledge. The behemoth's dreadful presence. Every turn this unit has a chance of losing morale. 3 provinces adjacent to this landmark will gain 10 vision range and 20 sensing range. Wow, that's really good. And there's a bannerless keep here. And this is all ocean down this way. So I think this is where we're going to found our second city. Seems like a natural choice. There's a tower up here. That would let me figure out where I actually should build it. We could kind of cut across with my giant. So I think that would slow things down pretty dramatically. There's another tower over here I'd like to know about. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to move that way with you. You have another defender coming, which is kind of funny because I actually don't need that right away anymore. Because we picked up that brewer ogre. So I think I'm going to pump a scout out first. We'll go with the workshop because it'll give us early production so everything else builds faster. We're going to be a few turns away from being able to build that city, so I don't mind spending some extra Imperium right out the gap. Ooh, let's see. This is all going to be foresters probably over here. We have experienced seafarers, so we get really good bonuses to the ocean. +2 food, +2 draft, +2 gold. And being a Storm Giant King also gets us mana and more food. Kind of making that hard for me to say no to. Like, that's a lot of buffs really early on. The one thing I'm hurting on right now as well is production. So I am going to need like some quarries. But probably not many. I'm going to grab one just to get us cooking, just so we get some unlocks. Boost some stuff. Windsor was her surname as well as her house name. Before she was queen, her surname was not Windsor. The more I read about it, the more completely made up it is, which makes sense. Screw the monarchy and their completely made up lives. What are we? Are we succeeding in here? What's going on? Are we turning against the queen now all of a sudden? If you want to turn against the king, it's one thing, but I think we all love the queen. You could fight mobs for level ups. It's not a bad idea. What is this? Oh, a gremlin. I mean, we gotta level up somehow, right? These are all skirmishers, which is not ideal. Because they're all gonna skirmish me. They're gonna give me the skirmishing. Give a couple little shots. You can hit him with the big rock. Arguably, I should have summoned there, but let's core link my giant because I feel like she's going to get hit with a lot of stuff right now. I'm going to have my brewer ogre go there and drink his booze. Then we get a nice double shield wall. Ooh. Ouch. My giant gets turned around, which means he's getting flank damage now, which is going straight into the core link. But this guy heals every turn. You have Frigid Breath, which is a 1 hex cone. Okay. How we want to. Probably going to say this.
Yeah.
Really hard for me not to do another obelisk chain here. I'd like to get that summon out, but... if I go here and cast it, does it do flank damage? Sure does. Does big flank damage. I'm going to try to kill this gremlin because he's been pushed, and he's my biggest issue because he can spin people right round, baby, right round. Like he's some sort of record player. Now, somebody on YouTube mentioned that if I hold Alt, I can cast this like this. And I can freeze him that way. So if you hold Alt, that's a way to kind of get around those abilities. Let's cast that on them and just try to weaken up some of the other guys. That guy's not really a threat because he's frozen right now. And honestly, a Fulminate here. Save me a bit of damage. Court Link regen, so he basically just tanks that for free. You're gonna give him the boot? The boot is very fun. And you're gonna give him the barrel. Who's turning was never on their side. A traitor and a heretic. A coffee drinker as well. Well, I don't think we have any complaints about coffee here in this chat. How do I push Alt on console? Ooh, good question. Good question. I gotta go. I don't know the answer to that. Hurl lightning, deal damage to a target. Chain lightning. So here's a cool thing that I want to do. I want to get lightning evoker. So this is a 2-turn cooldown. If we get hurl lightning, this is a single target lightning bolt. But if we get chain lightning, it's a 2-turn. So what I can do is every turn, I can either hurl lightning or cast lightning evoker. And I can just kind of ping pong between the two abilities. So that all our character is doing is just yeeting out lightning bolts all the livelong day. Definitely let's start with lightning evoker. Because I feel like it's a pretty powerful one. And it's got that chain lightning, which we really like. We're going to just keep going this way. I'm just going to go straight to this and scout it out. You continue to grow. So as feudal, we get the farm building right away. So I'm trying to scout out like where's a good spot to set up our farmland. And it's probably got to be like here. I don't want to let these guys get too big. A second serf quarters, or a second forester would get me the more serf quarters. So I tell you what, we're gonna grab that forester then. Go straight into kind of boosting that as much as we can right now. Oh yeah, we do have Earth-shaped swamp. Swamp, forest, forest. Do we have summon storm rune steel? This is what we really want. So this will terraform everything around it into rivers. At least have that coffee black. I mean, take it however you want. Everyone's got their preferences. It depends on what type of coffee you're drinking. If you got good coffee, it's easy to drink it black. If you got bad coffee, you probably want something better in it. Hold the line. Friendly units in a 1 hex radius get defensive masters and charge resistance. Ooh. And then lightning focus. I mean, I do want lightning focus. Or storm giants. Feels kind of like a gibbon. Oh. Small creature cage. There's a house of hunger. I'm liking this river that kind of goes along the continent here. It looks like we're on this long peninsula. So if we build one house, one city up here, and then one city across here, I think we'd be in a really good position. We have unlocked fruitful integration, so we'll pick that up next turn. And you know what? Let's pay for that scout. Let's go scout it out. With Lightless Domain as well, we probably want those enchanted crows so that we can actually see. There's a lot we're going to need to scout on the surface. During diplomatic negotiations, the Duke of Penway invites you to a game of high-stakes Wizards and Kings. We could easily beat him, but perhaps there's more important things at stake. I lose some gold, but I get a pact of cooperation immediately. I'll take that. I can start trading with him as well. I could buy food per turn. The Astral Dew here is good, but I don't really need it yet. Well, that does remind me, we have access to the item forge. Do I want to buy that food? I think I'm going to. Losing gold this early is kind of tough, but I have 2 gold mines, like gold veins right here, and there's Pearl Reef right here. So there's a bunch of places we can actually get that back pretty quickly. And this is, in fact, river. So I'm going to have to jump across here and look for a tower. A couple of towers, maybe. Whoop. You've got what looks like a creature cage here. You got yourself a little elemental. We're going to send him back. Even though I really can't afford him. Then I guess we'll just start merging our armies together. You know what? There's a galleon wreckage here. Why don't we send you there instead to pick that up? I don't need to be making any more units right now. I'm already kind of like over my economy. Are we a monarch or an aristocracy? We've gone with our aristocracy this time. You know, fine, I do not drink coffee. I do not accept traitor or heretics for disagreeing with nepotism and freeloading tax dodging. Doesn't the royal family make more money than they get, though? Like, in terms of what they give into the economy? That's always kind of been my understanding. Is the tourism effects is quite good for them. Now, I mean, I don't really know how true it is, but... Demonic Realm. Infernal Fiends are going to be common. Low frost resistance and spirit resistance. So this is not really going to affect us that much. We will maybe get a little bit of spirit damage down the road. But mostly we're going to be lightning and then just generic damage. You're another big army. All right, all right. You're right, all right. Ignore you for right now. Send this little guy around that way. This little guy's going to go into the thick of it. And you're coming over here to try and get this tower. Kind of surprised we haven't found anybody yet, which leads me to believe they're probably underneath us. We're desperate for mana right now, so let's grab a shrine. And let's start making our storm scale stuff. Used to be a huge sugar fan in your coffee, then you went on a diet, now you don't like sugar in the coffee? Totally fair. Not with the diet, because I'm still fat and eating, but I just like sugar in the coffee. But you're a one cream guy? They have extensive investments but pay no taxes. I mean, they're queens. They're kings. Really saying is Canada needs a royal family to increase tourism? Buddy, we got no tourism problems here. Canada's perfect just the way it is. Let's yeet this guy down. So every turn, a surface province within 2 province radians of this structure will gain a river. It also gets rid of gloom. That's really valuable to know. That is VV valuable. No, I need money, but I'm not going to build that mine. I'm going to build another farm. You're going to come along here. That's a risky battle. You know what? Let's take this. On one hand, I really like this Lithuanian core. On the other hand, I'm like, is he really actually doing much for me? Not really. I'm willing to let him sacrifice. A Razorback. This is not something I need. It is a tier 2 ranged unit though, so it's actually kind of better than what we have. Strangely kind of useful. Here we go. Oh no, the Free City of Raghash. Carapaced Warriors, Living Shadow Barbarians, Hermit Kingdom, Ruthless Raider. Well, they sound awful. Oh, here we go. First Protector, Otto the Discarded of the Drowned Recreants. Underground Rat People. Quick reflexes, sneaky, industrious, prolific swarmers, and great builders. He's an isolationist. He is not going to like us. I can pretty much guarantee you that. So I'm not going to spend any money on him. I think that looks like that's his realm underneath this. All right, so at least we got our first looks at people. He is taking Raghash right now. We could try to fight him on that, but I just don't know that it's worth it. There's a food stash over here we should get. I want to go across the sea and find out where's a good place to set up down here. You picked up a level up, so let's get you throw lightning bolts. So now you have lightning evocation and you have hurl lightning. You're becoming a true wizard, Harry. I'm going to pick up fruitful integration here, which I probably should have done a little bit ago. Casting a combat spell reduces the price of other combat spells. No, I don't need that right away. So why don't we just attract some population here instead? You're going to need a second quarry for that. You're going to need a third forester for the estate farm, and you're going to need a second quarry for the blacksmith. I want all this water territory. I also don't want to lose all of these forests because they're also valuable to me. Though they're definitely not as valuable as aquatic territory. Let's set up here. We'll build a fish farm for now. In fact, I'm going to double down. And let's grab a wave conduit. Maybe. That'll give us a little extra mana. And I don't really... It doesn't look like I have a lot of other places to put conduits right now, so... TBH, I think I'm going to make another scout. Upkeep on them is low. No mana. And we got a lot of stuff to explore. Let's do that. That's the old build. I don't have this build fully uploaded yet. Here is like the closest thing I have to it right now. It should be in the YouTube description by the time this is uploaded. It will be in the YouTube description if you want the build there. Frost Giant, been enjoying the Fire Giant Barbars? I haven't played the Fire Giants yet. I was going to do them next, but I figured they're probably going to be underground.
Yeah.
I.e. where all the lava be at. So I thought because we just played an underground one, it would be fun to play an above ground. All right, you have sheep here. Enterless Keep. So Watcher's Glacier touches all of this. There's also a Tranquility Pool. Just trying to decide where I want this city to be. This is going to be a majorly landlocked city. Research post there. Honestly, like right here is not a bad spot. We need to poke our head down here. This looks like there's a Pilgrim's Passage. Small winding caves. There's probably a faction there. Some nice landmarks. I'm getting the vibe this is a small underground, maybe an explorative underground. Might be enabled here. So I'm not really worried about somebody popping up through that. So the question sort of becomes then like, okay, we have gold, we have double pastures, we have Archon's Blood, Tranquility Pool, pastures, or pastures, watchtower. I could just build right here. Ends up being way more landlocked than I'd like, but because we have rivers, it's also kind of okay. Not being able to see is so rough. All right, let's take Enchanted Crow Companion. And I'd like to find some towers down here so we can see what's going on. You have a shrine. Plus 10 gold and access to the fishmonger with the shipyard. We're a bit hurting on gold right now. I do need to get this town hall going so we can get Bannermen and Aspirant Knights. What takes priority? One turn library is really good. I can't recruit more units until my gold gets up. So a shipyard is a good choice. Some free food for you. And I guess we'll just make your way down to the next tower. Oh, cool. The glacier has like a giant astral eyeballs underneath it. That's horrifying. That's horrifying, and also I love it. Super cool. Nice, and you can see the rivers are starting to form here now. In and around my land. You receive an official invitation from the friendly Duke of Penway, celebrated to the name day of Nashton Weaver. What are we going to bring? Some gold. A trinket. I don't want to give you either of these things. But fine. A small trinket. Archon blood up here. The city ruins. Oh, that's unexpected. So I could actually just rebuild a city up here. You know, then I could build a city there and a city down here. That's not a bad idea. Because then I could have 2 different cities with 3 provinces. So they both get the benefits from the glacier. Yeah. All right, man, you sold me. Ah, that helps. That helps a lot. Definitely, now I understand kind of the layout here. This maybe is not a great spot for that. There's fish, there's cities. I don't know. It could be okay. We're going to have to clear out these pastures eventually. Every turn, every unit has a 90% chance of losing morale. Nah, we don't need to lose him. Very Lovecraftian feature, yeah. Alright, what are you boys doing? Let's get you into defensive positions. Here. With the Brewer Ogre in the middle. Little quill shots to get some bleeding stacks going. You can't really do much. You can't really hit anybody yet. I could chuck a rock at the 2 of them. Or I could hurl lightning. Or I could summon a sword. You have crit chance. So I'll give it to you. See what kind of terrible things happen to us. Mostly I think this sword is just going to get destroyed. Which is totally okay, because now I can throw a big rock at them. Or even better, actually, I can hit them with chain lightning. Well, actually, is that better? Rock does 10 and 10. Chain lightning does 20. I mean, it kind of ends up being the same, doesn't it? Ooh, you can't cast that without freezing out everybody. Get some bleed stacks on this dummy. I mean, he is the tier 3. He might be the defender, but he's still like the chunkiest boy here. Really like to be able to hit that quill in the back. All right, let's just do that. It'll stack electrification on him, so it's probably enough to kill him. A little bit of poison. A little bit of bleeds. If I lose a defender, it's not the end of the world. Now, how do I manage to do this? Let's make sure you don't miss this shot. What I want to do here is get rid of this guy so I can move up and freeze breath the two of them in the back. And then this guy is just 1v1ing.
Oh.
Guess it would have made more sense to actually use my Razorback on him. Bell. Freeze breath. Froze one of them, just slowed the other. Okay. You're gonna kill me if you attack. 30 damage. Possibly I survive if I shield wall. I'm not really making enough mana right now where I want to be like burning spells. Wow, he still died from that. I actually thought for sure he was going to be okay. Garf. Let's have you kill him. If you... Can you cast this in zone of control? No. Cast that there in between the two of them. Just do as much as we possibly can there. Joke him hello and run. Welcome on in, dude. How we doing today? Welcome, 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 welcome. Playing a little Mayday Survival Island. I can't say I know that one. We're rocking a little Age of Wonders.
Oh.
It's been going pretty smooth. We got our big Storm Giant. We just started off a new campaign this morning. She's chucking lightning bolts at things. All right, so down one defender, but that's not terrible. We have a backup guy here, so. A Ruthless Signet. Giving us Vicious Killer. Little morale boosts. And then we'll move up here and we'll take this City Ruin. It's very cheap for us to get this as a city, so I feel like it's kind of the smart choice. You're going to sneak across past this Great Bird Nest and try to get this vision. And this guy, man, what are you doing? Maybe we'll head down to this tower. There's some free gold here we can pick up en route. I got another scout. Scouting up here could be valuable. Alternatively, you know what? We could go down this way. So let's do that. Great, wonderful, doing tired. Yeah, a Core Keeper Stardew Valley-like game. Okay, I mean, that's fun. It's a winning combination always. Need another quarry for this obelisk. There is this gold vein here. I suppose you're the other quarry. Yeah, I mean, there's a river here right now. The rivers do give us experienced seafarer bonuses as well. Oh my God. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah. So all of our land provinces also become water provinces. Oh, that's so good. We have access to another frog. I don't know what happened. My hero frogs all have big heads compared to my regular frogs who have tiny heads. This guy's a shepherd. Specialist government. Just kind of gets... Oh, he's specifically for special province improvements. Oh, he'd be really good for a dungeon build. A nautical governor. Let's go. That's what we're going to get for sure. Clear a resource node. Cities have gold income. That's also really easy to level up. Elitist, fortifying, agricultural elitist. A nautical defender as well. That ain't too bad. She's a mage, and I do feel like, you know, our big giant's a mage, so... I might rather have the higher level guy. Shodan, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. What game are we playing? We're playing Age of Wonders. Age of Wonders 4. If you want a link to it right there, you can check it out and learn all about it. This is for those of you who don't know, this is a 4X strategy game where basically you make a faction, you make a race, and then you make your ruler, and then you start off with a single city on a fresh world, and you try to go out and explore and see what's going on, eventually conquering it through a variety of different means, through magic, through expansion, through military might, whatever you want to do. It's very, very fun. If you like the idea of creating your own fantasy faction, I would argue it is probably the best Fantasy 4X out there at the moment. 15 food growth on a fishmonger. Boy, that's pretty good. But I think we need to upgrade this city. So let's go for the town hall level 2. You're going to grab some gold. And then grab that tower next turn. You're going to come up to this city ruin. Oh yeah, I forgot we have this little elemental with us now too. And we're going to rebuild this city. Because it's pretty darn cheap for us to do.
Yeah.
We'll save up for a hero. We're saving up Imperium for the next nature skill. I guess this guy can rejoin our army as well over here. And you're just going to keep moving towards this tower. Give us vision of the area. Amygdala, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome on in. This update's been great so far. Honestly, it's been really good, yeah. I have little to zero complaints about it. I know some people have had a little bit of issue with crashes, but it seems like a fresh install solves that. Oh, dude, these rivers look real nice. They go through the forest as well. It's going to be cool. We're going to basically have a bunch of rivers coming out from the Watcher's Glacier. I think visually this is going to be a cool look. Ooh, and there's an enchanted den up here. Quarries in this city are going to be really valuable. They're all going to provide +2 mana and +2 knowledge. I guess we'll keep this guy scouting a little bit. He's not very good at it, but we got some big mountains over this way. I don't know what this is. Let's explore. Hello. Oh God, you are horrifying looking. Another ruler comes to threaten my empire. Stay out of my way and I will stay out of yours. This guy is also an isolationist. So there are 2 isolationists on this half of the map. Oh, that's like one of his special buildings. I guess this must also be one. All right, let's stay out of his way. I'm looking for cool landmarks on the map. That's a god throne. I'm gonna grab that though. Get the towers so we can see around. Sleeper Sanctuary. You know what? I'm gonna pop down here just because I'm hoping that will trigger some knowledge of what the things are on the map. So these rune steels within 2 provinces. All right, that's currently everything, so I don't really need to make another one of those yet. I will need to make one up here, actually. So you know what? Let's just start summoning one. Love the eye in the middle. Very Pan's Labyrinth. Yes. It's very spooky looking. Dawn Watch. Yeah, you know what? Actually, for a northern city, that's a pretty good name. What do you want to build? That's a Forester and a Goldbane. Gold vein, research posts. We got mana nodes out that way. You know what? Let's start with that. Because that lets us build a house hunting ground. We're going to need an aristocrat in here. I'm going to throw in the storm steel. So I'm going to start turning all this stuff to river right away. There's our enchanted crow companions. Yeah, let's pick up evokers. Could be nice to have some battle mages. And then this kind of looks like the edge of it over here. $700 points for these. Archon blood here. So what I'd really love to do is start clearing out some of these fights if we can. Well, I'm not sure it's going to be that straightforward. In the meantime, you'll explore this way. You're going to explore this way. Guy's got a wonder right next to his starting city. That's very lucky. You're going to, I guess, come down here. Go for that. We got a town hall built down here. Money and mana, they're both a bit of a problem right now. Let's go for the vendor then. Start sorting out the money first. Next turn, you get farms get +5 food. 125 Imperium. So I can attract the population in the meantime. What is not boosted right now? 3 foresters. That's about it. Choo 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 choo. That is a pasture up there. So let's tack a farm on there, and now at least we're going coast to coast. Pirate ships are attacking us. How much for this hero? 250? Nautical Governor with Prospector. And 2 levels. Or a Nautical Governor with Defender. What does Prospector get us? All other units get 10 HP, 1 resistance, 1 defense, 10 damage. That's really, really good. And it's a warrior. Yeah, so I'm going to buy them at the top next turn. Forgive my autism, but any other Kevin Smith fans in here doing a theatrical re-release of Dogma now that he got the rights back? Oh, interesting. I like some of his stuff. You know, obviously, like Clerks is a good classic. Made a clip for people new to Age of Wonders, dude. Thank you so much. I might have to make a command for that. Something off about these Carapace warriors. They swear that they're traitors, but I notice that they have concealed weapons. Where are they? Way up there. 300, 500, 700. Let's 500. Let's go for this 300 point army. I don't need to lose that. I don't want to be like wasting gold on making new defenders right now. Especially because the defenders level up in a very kind of interesting, valuable way. All right, let's not go too far in here. I'm going to do the old lightning sword summon. These guys are designed to flank. They're crossbowmen. Move them up a little bit here. Okay. The old bait and switch. You get to do some damage. You can chain lightning like that. You can come in here and finish them off, which means I can then move this guy up to just take hits. The defender can move up here to pin a unit. Attack him in the back. Don't know if these Frost Ogre is really going to get into the room here. 5 mana. No, I don't think we need to spend any. I see now why I lost the defender. So he's poisoned, which means I think if I don't win this on this round, which is pretty much looking impossible, he's dead. It's just made even worse by the fact that these slithers should have slip away. Damn, Daniel. Damn, Daniel. What if I dropped that here? Well, I'm going to say there's a little to zero chance of me winning this on this round, so. I move you up. Let's see if we can get the kill on him. Okay. The fulminate helps, but it's certainly not enough to save him. All right. Oh, they both die from the poison. Woof. Woof, woof, bark, woof. Drop another rock. Chain lightning damage. All right. No bigs. Chris, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. Great quote in the clip. I like how you described the game. I'm trying to move away from the unplayed to recently played pile of games. A bit of analysis paralysis trying to start. One of the things I always say about this game, I actually kind of say this about all the Paradox games, is like when you go into them, just go in with a role play idea. Don't try to think like, oh, I got to min-max all my stats together. I got to do this. I got to do that. Like, it's way funner to just think of, I want my faction to kind of go in this direction and let them evolve naturally into that pathway. I think it makes for a way more satisfying campaign. And also just sort of takes away some of that paralysis. All right, all of our farms here are getting +5 food. Let's do the mine, or I could do the iron quarry. I guess the iron quarry is probably going to be more valuable to me. There is a pasture right here. So let's just stick a farm in instead. Okay, so we need a new hero. I want it to be you. We're definitely going to have to rework the way you look. There's no question about that. This head is too big. You're meant to have tiny frog heads. And the crown? I mean, you're a warrior. Everybody last game wore helmets, so I feel like we don't need to do helmets again. You know what? She is a warrior, but she's also an aristocrat. So yeah, let's give her this tiny little frog helm. And then she is a warrior, so some kind of like battle plate. You know what? I think I'm going to give her this one with the weird legs because the legs won't last forever. And then for a cape. This one kind of looks nice, actually. She's got the big sword over one shoulder and then the big spiky on the other shoulder. It also blends with the rest of the Herald of War stuff. I don't know what expansion this one came from, but Duchess Laduna Weaver. So she is going to be in charge of the Watcher's Glacier. House Ulance. The newly founded House Ulance of Dawnwatch is led by Liege Lord Laduna Weaver. Units recruited in Dawnwatch or summoned into this house's armies will become part of House Ulance. Units of this house are empowered when led by Laduna or when joining them in combat. As Laduna's renown grows, units of this house gain experience, and the benefits of joining their liege lords in battle increase. Ooh. Well, I'm going to change her last name to Ulance then. Cool, man. They all get their own little banners as well. And they have to stay the same central color, but otherwise they can change. I mean, she's the giant eyeball, so let's give her a cool eyeball in the glacier look. Which I feel like it's probably going to be astral, but might be under shadow. You know, it's sort of like a reddy, kind of like a red eyeball, set of eyeballs. Ulance. They gotta have a better name than that. Maybe. I don't know. Ulance is a pretty cool name, but I feel like if they've got the Watchers Glacial, I might just call them the Watchers. House Watcher. Of the town of Dawnwatch over the Watcher's Glacier. You know what? That's I sold. You sold, kiddo. So here's the thing. I have to build her army in this city. Because otherwise they will be of the wrong banner. You can actually see on my guys here, they have these banners. So this is to show that they belong to the Whispering Waters versus Dawnwatch, which has a different banner. We have to take that into consideration now, which is complicated because it means that like all of your cities kind of need to have taverns and bathhouses in them. Like they all need to be military cities. Endless Ember Eloned Magma Mender. A first fire giant I've ever seen. Another isolationist. Whew. Okay. Sorry, I didn't see who she is leading. The Fanged Overlords. Fast recuperation, hardy, and inner fire. They're a dark hermit kingdom. Well, as long as I stay away from everybody, it seems like we should get along decently. Now, you're going to pick up Chain Lightning. You're also going to pick up a rune. Base attacks gain lightning. You're never going to use... Oh, I guess Obelisk Crash is your base attack. So that would give your base attack extra damage against Electrified. That's actually kind of good. 20% damage reflected by sustained by melee attacks. Unit gains 20 HP. Blight Strikes and Pack Leader. No, that's not really for you. And the Guard rune gives us Condemn Zeal Faithful. All right, we'll give you the Reflecting rune. Warding Aura is not a terrible choice on them either. I guess, like, I'm kind of hesitant taking Lightning Strike because I feel like I'm just going to be casting Chain Lightning or Chain Lightning. Cooldown 2, cooldown 2. Like, I should be casting one of these every turn. Obelisk Crash is good, but only if I am very targeting a group of enemies that I can't chain. So the Warding Aura might actually be the better choice. Single shot attacks. This is a single shot attack, though. And the 20% damage against Electrify. Like, both of these are going to cast Electrify. It's kind of hard to say on this one. I could pick up both of them. I could pick up neither of them. Landing Application does 20. That would make it deal 35. Let's do that. Let's do that. Did the swamp Nagas with a storm giant and it was quite fun? Yeah, that's basically what we're planning here. And I think it should build well. This haunted graveyard is going to attack me. In fact, it is attacking me. In fact, she is coming out here and is going to get attacked by that bone dragon. So she is going to die on this turn. This haunted graveyard is also attacking me. Uh-oh. 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 I'll keep it 6. I gotta cast Crow Companion. She's for sure getting attacked here. See if I can get out. 2 Necromancers and a Bone Dragon. That is such a disgusting combo. Ugh. Okay. Small underground. I was correct on that. I don't know. I guess move here. I wouldn't mind getting this knowledge stash. Hello, Mistress Sutra Gem Healer. Taking my cool headpiece. You're a rock giant king. A militant warlord of a reaver faction of birds. So you're going to be hyper aggressive. You've got an outpost down here, but it's inside of an umbral nest. So I don't know how that's going to work for you. We're going to move over here to another tower. It's an outpost by the Father Oak, but their other city looks like it's down this way as well. Should probably fill in this area. There are some goodies up here we can rob, so I guess let's go grab them. You've picked up a vendor. I feel like a blacksmith is not a bad idea right now. I also can unlock knights and bannermen. I'm just like hurting so bad on money. Grab another farm. Could put a farmstead here. I mean, I could farm all of this stuff. There's a couple locations we could do the farmstead. Then we have a channeling tower which scales off of conduits. Which is a little bit trickier to do. Oh, man. All right, I need money to build a new army. We got some birds, which is great. String infestations. We got a rivalry from Otto to our east. I also have this quest that I don't think there's any way I can deal with. Not with a double infestation coming at me right now and losing that one character. Keep hearing you say Yule heads. Are they burning down multiple locations? Or are they just sitting on my quarries to disable them? I think they're just sitting on my quarry. This guy's a 500-point army. Okay. There's evokers. Did I pull off my research earlier, halfway through Lightning Focus? I must have. Strange. Strange decisions. Spider Queen Arachna. Ooh, this is one of the heroes from the storyline in game. And I'm real like she has unique clothing pieces that you can't normally get. Reclusive spiderlings that live underground and are scions of evil. She is also an isolationist. I am surrounded by isolationists. She's probably here. Here's the good thing. A lot of these people are underground factions, and there is very little underground for them to take advantage of. So we said, you're going to start going this way. We can actually see a little bit on our scouts now, which is really nice. That's a really big mountain. There's not really any other towers over here. I think I'll send this guy up to try and scout out that those armies. Uh, 515. Do I want to fight you in a location that has the dreadful behemoth's presence? Probably not, because you're all undead characters. So let's go here. I'm gonna have to fight him in the open. Right. Let's probably get palisade walls on you because you have no defenses right now. And then I'm going to go for that quarry first. I have a pirate cove up here, which is also probably going to attack this settlement. That's 3 things next to the Watcher's Glacier. So this is why I just got huge amount of vision here all of a sudden. Strange. This is going to be a strange town. I think if I build a lot of quarries out in the water, it will work really well. Because we'll get knowledge and mana, and then they'll scale really well off everything else. I'm no longer buying food off you. I think that's okay. The Pirate Cove is, in fact, attacking me already. So I have 3 infestations. All right. My army is back. You're going to need troops. These guys are what? Fighters? Shock units. 6 upkeep. I'm gonna have to summon somebody here. Actually, I'm realizing no, I don't. I'm about to unlock a spell, Lightning Focus, and I'm going to want that. So, Flurg, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. So, I basically, I'm going to have to kill this guy, come down here, heal a little bit, build up a second army, and then we can wipe out these guys. The frog people, I already forgot what you actually named them. Now they're Yule Lads. My frog people are called Itzamores. They're the Itzamores. Because I hope to turn them into electric eels. For the liege.
No?
Who are my threats? You got a bone wyvern, you got a necromancer, you got a bannerman, a skeletal mage, a zombie. Okay, definitely that necromancer is the first thing that needs to die. No dude to boot. There ain't no dude to boot. Let's put that guy in the front. Let him chug jug.
Yeah.
These guys don't have AoEs, do they? Skeleton mages don't. No. Necros don't. Bannermen don't. Okay. So we're actually good to all just chill out here in this position. What are all your ranges like? Pretty good. If I summon here, I think that'll attract the bone wyvern in. Or I guess it'll attract all of them a little bit. Just 30, that just 35. So let's open with the lightning invocation. Honestly, I think I just play sacrificial with you. And just hold the line. After all, love isn't always on time. I'm going to fulminate. And we're going to vibe. Realizing most of their guys are ranged. Perfect, perfect. This is what I wanted here. Frost breath. So both of these guys are frozen now. You move here, you have a flank shot on him. You have another chain lightning you can chuck out, which will get a double kill right here. That's beautiful. Yeah, this lightning is strong. Get a kill on him. Get a kill on him. I know I wanted to kill the necromancer right away, but if we're killing off everything else, it kind of is okay. He can only resurrect one thing a turn, so obviously the bone wyvern. Lap. Oh, okay. So the cooldown on this is actually, it's 2 turns after you've used it, so it's not quite working the way I had hoped, but it's still fine because it does mean I can just cast this guy then. So I have 2 chain lightnings and then I have the storm zap. We will also get another lightning spell in a little bit. You can go up here, give him a donk. You can come up here, give him some smacks. Can't really do anything. Link? How does a bannerman have phase? What? This must be a realm trait. Oh, the unicorn. Unicorn mounts. That makes sense. Cool. Oh, now he's really hard to hit. He's not hard to drop a rock on. Yeah. Also, Source, hello. All right. So we cleaned that out pretty well. Oh no, Otto, you're not building an outpost there. Let me tell you, buddy. Let me tell you, buckaroo. That's not happening. That is 100% not happening. All right, so we have an early war against Otto. Like, I was going to build an outpost basically right here. And I still plan to do that. I got to get back there and deal with these guys before they burn down too much of my city, but I'm also now freaked out about Otto. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I build there.
No?
Yeah. Can't quite get there. It's all right. We'll get it. Axe Tusk. You're going, I guess, up this way. You're vibing in town. You're cutting in through here and discovering that there's another river. There's lightning focus and our next book. So this is kind of the one book that I'm not entirely certain about. Part of me was thinking about going Tome of Evolution just because I thought this Draconic Vitality would be really, really nice on all of our racial units. But the thing is like, we'll have some elementals that evolve, but very few. And we will eventually just be able to summon full elementals. So I don't know that this is necessarily worth taking. And I don't really want to use slithers or wyverns. So my other thought was the Tome of Alchemy. We pick up the Material Refinery. We get tonics on our support characters, which is like, okay. Decent siege project. Decent protection. We get an Alchemist's Lab, which is nice. It's an extra research post. And the Afflictor will not really last. Because we're going to get Zephyr Archers next book. Which will be tier 3. What about, like, would Tome of Discipline be worth taking? Her adjacent farm counts as a conduit. It gets city stability and draft. Here, one of my concerns is if I don't get enough nature. I think I have to take Tome of Alchemy or Tome of Dragons, Tome of Evolution. So the question is just about like what's more valuable to me, the Alchemist Lab or the extra HP on our guys. And draconic looking eels. I also just like visually, I love Draconic Vitality. It's one of my favorite looking transformations. The Alchemist Lab here is pretty big. I never really have a good reason to take Tome of Alchemy. So you know what? Let's do it.
The perfect alchemical formula requires an...
Take lightning blades. I can't afford lightning focus yet. Stability here is not great. I'm going to grab the production so that everything else builds faster. You have walls, so I at least feel good about you. Let's get you a shrine first. Arachna got beat up. We got a pact of loyalty with these guys. And we were insulted by the Magma Mender. Not much we can do about that. Kind of this guy to only be burning down one place at a time. It would be really cool if he didn't burn down anything, though. This is a city. Reaver City. Just building walls. Okay, so we're going to set up an outpost here. Brutal location. So I might just cut straight through this haunted graveyard. It looks like that's probably the fastest path. You can grab that. You're going to sit here and heal. You are, I think, going to take to this water for right now. Dawn Watch can start growing. This mana node is clear. So let's get a research post on it. Rivalry, okay. Everybody hates me right now. It's a bit worrisome. Having that many negative modifiers this early on is, like, tough. You've neglected the needs of your citizens, causing unrest. An expert apothecary proposes a unique solution. The study of magical fungus. Lose population. Unfortunately, I don't have enough mana to do this. Where did you just come from? That would drag in the nearby army. All right, you have to go here. I think that guy's gonna fight me.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not a good start. We're hitting a lot of trouble right now. This is problematic. Big time. That's his capital. Okay. There are way too many hostilities happening. We found the town of Boulder. Ooh, this looks like, that looks like a cool wonder down here. Like Atlas. And there's a gold wonder right next to him. 600, 230. Let's move you out here to meet up with the other army. You can keep going your way. We've got another annex here. I'm inclined to keep going hard on farms. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, that's a good argument there. Army of Auto. This guy is going to fight me. All right, this is going to be a tough one. City stability's looking bad. Yeah, it's because of all the pillaging that's happening right now. I went pretty out to get that like cheap early city. And it's costing me a little bit. You're both level 2, which isn't terrible. A wizard and a pikeman with cleave. Vow keepers. And a unit of Avengers. Okay. So the Avengers obviously the biggest threat in terms of pure damage. 60 damage on that helm splitter is really nasty. It also like ignores defense. What are these? These like hands coming out of the ground. Oh, cool. It's like a treant giant that's been buried under the earth. Or potentially a giant that's being held in by trees. Kind of low-key looks like he's being crucified here. This guy's just got a purging blast. Okay. Yeah. You can already hit him with that lightning evocation. You're kind of going to get smacked around no matter what I do here. This is a single path channel.
No.
This guy has freezing breath on the other hand. You all have spirit resistance. No, I have spirit resistance, sorry. Damage, 14 damage. You know, I probably should have moved him in there. You're gonna have to just plug a gap. And I'm gonna do this with them. Take a quill shot. At least you got a little bit of bleed. And then you can move up and kind of safely hide behind him. We'll shield wall with you, you, and you. This is a perfect fulminate. Well, not a perfect fulminate, but it's a very good one. Electrify the Avenger. That's at least nice. Fortunately, it also gives them the huge AoE heal. That Avenger's now open to charge in for huge damage. Yup. We've got another AoE heal here as well. Let's move up and then cast Chain Lightning. Only managed to land a graze on him. But he can't get around this defender. Him being locked in here is actually really good. That helps me deal with him a lot. You can kill this hero. So I'll just let you take that. That's a great deal for us. And then you can pin these guys into place. Ow. Ow. Now that's really bad. Because now that Avenger can walk in on top of all my archers. The only good news is he doesn't get the helm split on the first turn. Drop that down, though, and it solves at least one problem. I mean, it's mostly just support characters now, so... Nice bleed. If I put you here and have you breathe like that, you'll freeze him, turning off all of his retaliations. You have the heal on charge, so I'm going to cast Fulminate. Otherwise, they were going to get another big group heal. We have another Chain Lightning. We'll cast it in the back. Massive damage. Few shots on you. Few shots on you. You get a flank. You finish him off. All right. One defender down, but that's all right. Huh. They lifted their attack to come out here and fight me. Which is not something they used to do. I definitely can't win against a Bone Dragon and 2 Necros. She better escape. That's really, really annoying. We pick up a Restful Belt, very useful, and a Seer of the World Caster, also pretty useful. Now, I can increase that lightning attack, the empowered throw, so that it does 40 damage. Magic attacks and abilities get a 90% chance of inflicting electrified. You inflict electrified. You have a 90% of electrified. You don't do electrified. Magic attacks get critical hit chance and accuracy. Devouring spell is the next big one here we'll grab. Work our way down to, but I guess for right now, let's empower Hurl Lightning. Or Hurl Chain Lightning, as it were. An Astral Eclipse. All the stars' lights have been stuffed. Mana income is reduced by 30% and combat spells cost 50%. The sword is mightier than the wand. Great. This Haunted Graveyard is sending another invasion? Dude, you're already invading me. You're gonna have to build walls. You built a shrine. Can I get you another forester? Yeah, let's build it there because it's the only thing you can build there, and get a serf quarters. What's it going to cost to resurrect this character? I'm going to need a crypt. Oh, man, this is back-to-back bummers. Like it one bit. Not one bit, I tell you. I don't like it. Losing my aristocrat that early, it just sucks. Units heal an additional 15 in friendly domain. Road building. I feel like I'm not having a healing problem. I'm having an economy problem right now. Also a movement problem. There is a road here, so it's not like I actually feel like I need to have a road. And you know what? We did collect some people here, so we could cash out. You lost your liege lord. Who do we have in the recruitment pool right now that we could replace? Specialist Shepherd. A nautical defender governor. Honestly, it just makes really good sense for us to get nothing but nautical governors. She's a mage. Shield units, pole arms, shock units gain 1 defense. It's not bad. If I sold the 2 of these, I could buy them. So I think that's just what I'm going to have to do for right now. Give you a tiny head. You're meant to be a wizard, so why don't we give you a wizard's hat? Why don't we give you the fancy wizard's hat? I like them just like that. That works for me. Bexton the Puzzler. Got a bounty for an umbral nest down here. We got some new units coming in. Obviously, I need units coming out of Dawn Watch, but we'll get it sorted. Krauser, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the agency. And Nico, I see you and I are thinking the same. Sell those heroes and add new ones. 6. Oh, brutal. So this guy went and joined the other infestation army, and now he's an 800-point army. These guys have 40 movement as well, so even if I'm here, they could actually just attack with the dragon, which is exactly what they're going to do. So I have to move there. Really like a knight. I'd really like to be able to cast some of the things that we have. Lightning Torrent is really useful later. It's not so good right now, but you're gonna come in here and get that chest. Man, I really don't know what you're doing. Climbing a mountain, apparently. I might just turn him on auto at this point. The quarry and the farm. Let's rebuild the farm. This guy's angry at me because I built this outpost. This guy is building a city here right now. How he built a work camp and palisade walls in that amount of time, I'm not really clear on. Maybe I should let this outpost go to ground, and I should just take this city. Yeah, see, this is exactly what happened. He split off the 2 flyers to attack me. The computer is really good at doing that. Three necromancers.
No?
All right, so basically here's how this works. I have to burn down the bone dragon super fast, and then I have to keep someone standing on top of its corpse the entire rest of the match. Which is going to be really hard, because what they're going to do is they're all going to cast Strengthened Undead on him and give him 2 Strengthened. So he's going to hit like an absolute Mack truck, and he has that AoE breath.
Yeah.
But he's still got to get close enough to use it. All units are on the table for this fight. We could lose literally everybody. Okay, that's kind of good.
Come on. Yeah.
Like, let's try that. Just kind of try to bait him in with that sword. It didn't work. Thankfully, they didn't strengthen him before that spell. In fact, they're strengthening each other, which is a bit of a strange choice. You got decayed on you. Okay. I mean, technically this is stronger now. God, this guy's got a lot of HP though. I'll try to freeze him. Yes. Oh, that's very big. You have a spirit orb as well, which is great. Even though you're getting grazes, which you shouldn't be. Do I go for the flank, or do I set some bleeding on these necromancers? Because he's frozen, I've got like a little bit of breathing room here. My sword decays. How much damage did that necromancer just do in a single shot? He dropped me so fast. Frost Blast. Defender sustains 27 damage. I don't think he was that wounded. 37.
Yeah.
Well, some of the good news is that it did just burn 2 of their raised deads. I already used this battle. So you still have a raised dead. Gonna have to just take that hit. He should raise that instead of trying to take me off of this. It's possible that he just kills the defender and then raises, but I don't know what happens there. Yeah, so we're fine. We're fine. I mean, we still have a lot of guys to kill, but we still have a lot of guys to kill and no front line. Big flank on you. So we'll have you move up and kill him. You can move up here and start damaging the necros. This guy here is strengthened, which is partly troublesome, but we're going to just have to take a hit here. There's not much we can do about it. There goes that little quill boy. They've consumed corpse as well. You could kick, but I tell you what. A better option is shoot him and then hurl lightning. The electricity might kill him. They're probably going to kill this archer right now because he's flanked. I might be able to get him away, though. There's another tasty lightning bolt. Now you're done. I'll just flee that archer back. All right. Okay. We're through at least the first of the mess. And what a mess it is. Holy moly. To merge up our army.
Yeah.
We have an evoker down here. An aspirant knight coming in. You need to start making me defenders up here. Let's finish that wizard's tower. And probably build a farmstead here. Because it'll scale well. You've got a tower over here to grab. You're going to get me a Mace of Smiting. 4 damage to fiends and undead. Okay. A little bit of other booty. This guy, I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm actually going to just turn him on auto-explore because I don't want to see him ever again. This is our other wizard. I guess let's also probably give him lightning evocation. It feels like the right choice. Feels like the only choice for right now. Okay, we're not being attacked anymore. That's both the attacks from the haunted graveyards. The 3 attacks from the haunted graveyards, I should say. I'm going to have a city at the same time as him, if I found that, because our city's found faster. That being said, he's actually in a position to take the Watcher's Glacier. Because I need to take this, this, and this. I could just Imperium rush it. I might have enough Imperium to do that. For sure, we're going to have to burn down that city. There's little to no question about that. That also counts. 1, 2, 3. I mean, you're probably going to get all of those. We also will have a Pilgrim's Passage absorbable in this outpost. And then all this water. Kind of wondering if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, I can get this world tree in my capital. It's close enough we can pull that off. Let's aim to do that. Then we'll have the double wonders up here, the Enchanted Den and the Batterless Keep. This guy will get the Pilgrim's Passage. And so we kind of own this peninsula. It looks like this is maybe water all the way down here too. So this is an island. So these guys are fighting over this. This is yellow and green's terrain. Green is underneath here underground. So that fight is just going to occur. This is the rat over here. And then this guy is actually no longer upset at me. So we might be able to make friends here. It's possible, not super guaranteed. But if we could turn him against the rats, that would let us take out that. And then I'm thinking, yeah, we take these 3 cities and then we maybe build a 4th city just right down here. We get to absorb all this sort of water around. That could work really nicely. I think I'd be really happy with that as a layout. Does kind of lock us into the north. Center north. But it's a fairly like commanding position. And then Penway will just grow out this way. We might eventually absorb them down the road. But I just want them to be a super coastal city. All right, that's a good plan. Let's plan to do that in the next episode on YouTube. Thank you for joining us in the meantime. We hope you come back for episode 2 and enjoy the rest of this campaign. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Until then, bye-bye.